We are at Lower Meramec Park. Why are we here? Because we've tried fishing all the wing dikes and everywhere else and it did not work. So here we're again trying to get a gigantic fish. You know, it's been a while since I've been out. It's been so cold that, oh, that's pretty far. Anyways, it's been so cold that I just haven't been able to come out all that nearly as much as I'd like. Hopefully we'll get a good fish this way. But yeah, wish it was a bit warmer. And also the next week is going to be freezing, so I won't be able to come out at all. No ice fishing in Missouri though, unfortunately. All right, people. I'm gonna throw this out there and see what happens. I don't see anything like in the shallows, so we might have to be able to throw a little deeper. The wind is going to bother me today, I can see that. It's not supposed to be that much wind today, but it does seem like there is some. I don't see any fish jumping, which means they're probably way, way out there. Usually when there's nothing jumping, I know they're here for the most part, but they're like way in the deep end if there's nothing's jumping. So this might be a bit of a problem. I need something heavier if I want to throw out deeper, so I'm gonna go get the heavier weights soon. Okay, I got one. Feels pretty heavy. I think I got the other line too, but this is more than the other line. You can tell it's way more than the other line. And I'm almost out of string here. But it's definitely got the other line. I don't exactly know what this is. I think it's probably one of the buffaloes. It could be one of the gar. Guess it, in the off chance, it could be a catfish. But definitely got something here. So they're here. I've got one today. Feels pretty big. I hope it doesn't get away when it gets closer to shore though. It's gonna be a little bit tricky because I do have it stuck on the other string. But we'll see. I think it's probably a buffalo. I don't know how much fight it's actually got left in it because the water's very, very cold today. It's been pretty close to zero the last couple of days. Like the highs for the days are just above 40, but like the lows have been in the 20s. But yeah, finally got one, and it's not only stuck here, it's also stuck on the other string. It's gonna take a while for me to reel it in. Careful now. Careful. Geez, I feel like I'm pulling up a log, but I know it's fighting, so I know it's a fish. At least I got something. It ain't small. It's hurting my arm. It's actually fighting now since it's actually getting closer to shore. Yeah, it's pulling some of that drag back out. I'm actually really glad the water is not super warm, because if it was, this would be a big problem. I think it's a buffalo. Yep, it is a buffalo lord. It's what I usually get here. It's I think it's one of the smallmouth buffaloes. It's actually one of the smaller ones I've caught, for sure. Yep, a smallmouth buffalo, and it's still got the other string on it. Hopefully I just didn't lose a lot of the other string, but probably like a 5-pound fish. It's gonna go back out, but I'm gonna reel it back in very slowly. Reel it back in. Oh, this took me a bit of energy to get it. The other string is wrapped around it as well. That's gonna make it interesting. And yeah, we got ourselves a smallmouth buffalo. One of the smaller ones I've caught here, obviously. 4 or 5 pounds max. Actually, probably like 7, 8 pounds. Not bad, not bad. Smallmouth buffalo. First decent fish in a long time. All right, we got a smallmouth buffalo here. Smallmouth buffalo, probably I would say 4, I think 5, 6 pounds maybe. Not bad. One of the smaller ones I've caught here, but smallmouth buffalo. This thing splattered me with muddy water, but it's fine. Just going to let it go, and it's gonna splatter on off. Bleeding a bit, but it'll be fine. Buffaloes are pretty tough. See ya, fish. That was exciting. Let's try that again. I'm at the end of the line for this. There's like no more line on this. I do actually need to tighten the line on this a little bit more, or add more line. I think I got another one. Oh, nope, I got one. That got away. This one, oh, there's a lot of them out there today. As long as I throw it out there far, there's a ton of them out. Oh yeah, I feel them. I feel them. Do I have one? I think I do. Yeah, I definitely got one. The question is, will it actually stay on? A lot of these end up getting off after they start fighting. This one doesn't seem quite as big. Might be a gar. There's a lot of them out there today. There's a ton of them out there today. Yeah, this one's not big enough to even pull any drag, so. It doesn't feel super light, but it might be a gar, because gars are pretty weak. Looks like they just weren't biting my bait because they're not hungry, but they're just casually chilling out there for sure. There we go, slowly. It's a gar. That's what I thought. It's a little bit bigger than the other gars I've caught, but it's a gar for sure. Oh, did it actually eat it? Yeah, it actually ate it. This one's a bigger gar. Yeah, it actually ate it. Oh, so one of the few fish I catch here that's not a drum or a small catfish that actually eats the thing. But yeah, it's in the mouth, square in the mouth. No, it's in the head, never mind. It didn't eat it, but it's a pretty decently nice gar. Look at that. Very nice fish. Biggest gar I've caught here, even though I've seen ones that are like, I think this is a, I don't know if this is a short nose, but it's a pretty big one. It's probably like a 2-footer. Very, very nice gar. Very nice. I've seen ones that are like 4 feet here, by the way. I've definitely seen gars that are like 4 foot here, but this one's like a 2-footer. And as you can see, it's bouncing back and forth. Very nice. It's not 2 feet, it's more like 3.5. 41 inches. I think this is a short nose gar. The long nose, the nose a little bit longer, but very, very nice gar. Family of geese right there. They look delicious. Hello, goose. Geese, I want to eat you. Come here. Come to Papa Goose. Roar. Oh, looks like they're going off. They're actually, they're not the Canadian type. They're the regular geese. Very nice. All right. It's a good day today, at least. I mean, I haven't been catching much of anything lately, which is very unfortunate. But it's true. I've been trying a lot of stuff. Wing dikes, came a couple times here on the Meramec, whatever. A lot of ones on St. Louis and the Missouri, fishing the dikes, and just haven't had any luck until today. Get quite a few big strikes today, but only 2 pull-ins, 1 gar, 1 buffalo, but they're definitely out there. They're a little bit further because the water is very cold, but they're out there in numbers today. Got one. Yeah, it's a fish. I think it's a buffalo, by the way it was fighting. It doesn't feel small. It's not quite as exciting as catching a fish in the mouth in the summer, but plenty exciting nonetheless, especially if you haven't caught anything in weeks, you know, and you're just trying to, you know, get a couple here. But they're out there, they're just deep, and they're harder to pull in. My hook isn't really that big because this is not actually a snagging setup, it's a spoon, and since I actually have caught bass here on the spoon before, they're just very few bass, if any, biting right now. But this one is a buffalo for sure, or it could be a gar. I guess it could be a really big gar. I actually hope it's not a gar, because when gars get this big, they get kind of bitey, and if they bite you, they really screw you up. But I think I can handle it. It's heavy. It feels like a buffalo. It's either a buffalo or a gigantic gar. They're out there in the deep water. It's just weird that they're not biting worms, because usually everything bites worms. but not this time. What is that exactly? Surfacing? Is that a catfish? Nope, it's a buffalo. Or is that a Asian carp? What is that? I think it's a buffalo. Or it could be a common. Oh, it's a buffalo. That's what I thought it was. Smallmouth buffalo. Third fish of the day, probably like 5th or 6th hookup, but third fish of the day. Not bad, not bad. Smallmouth buffalo lord. Got it on the fin. But these aren't very big. This one's probably smaller than the other one, probably like 4 or 5 pounds or so, but still not a bad catch. I'll take any kind of catch. These guys aren't feeding because I've had worms out there, and I know from experience in Wisconsin that they do bite worms, but smallmouth buffalo lord. I don't think we need to really take this one out. There you go, fish. Or not. It's too shallow here. Whoa! Almost fell in there. Almost fell in there. Need to give the fish a little boost. Sometimes they are a bit lethargic in the winter, and it is very, very muddy here, so give that guy a little boost and he'll go right off. There you go, fish. See ya, see ya. As we get into the sunset, you know, beautiful sunset here. 50 degrees still, but I think the fish have retreated to deeper water on that side. They always do when it gets darker. So it's time to head on home, but 2 big buffalo, 1 big short-nosed gar, and I got some untying stuff to do, but it's gonna be probably the end of my time in Missouri. I spent a month here, got 1 video. I'll be putting up a short maybe of that sturgeon I caught on the Missouri as well, but it's been fun. Hopefully I'll get some ice fishing content soon in Wisconsin, so I will see you guys later.